What's up, guys? T5 Administrator here, and I'm back. I'm gonna do another Rogue Company topic, another Rogue Company commentary, because the last one did amazing. So thank you guys for that. I love it. I love when I talk about something new and people like it, and I'm gonna talk about this stuff more now. Today's Rogue Company topic at hand is the elephant in the room. The elephant that is Riot Games. If you know who Riot Games is, you know exactly what I'm about to start talking about. Riot Games are the developers of League of Legends, but as a side note, League of Legends is one of the most successful video games of all time. Up there with the Counter-Strikes, the Dotas, just one of the most successful video game franchises of all time. They have a new shooter coming out. Now, I've talked about this sort of genre of first-person shooter. I feel as though games like Counter-Strike and Valorant are kind of their own thing now. They're a completely new genre, if you ask me. I say this mostly because games like Battlefield and Call of Duty, and even some hero shooters like Paladins and Overwatch, some of these games, your skills kind of transfer over into them, and it's kind of like if you can be really good at Battlefield, you'll have kind of the general basis of skills to play Call of Duty or to play Rainbow Six. Like, they're all kind of tight-knitted together in kind of their little space. Same as, there was a Valorant tournament, a bunch of Counter-Strike pros entered, and a bunch of Counter-Strike pros were the ones who won. That it kind of transfers over like that, and I kind of put Valorant and Counter-Strike in its own little genre of shooters. I don't put it in the same genre as like a Call of Duty. It just doesn't fit. But that's a whole another video. What I'm going to talk about is Rogue Company's success compared to what I think Valorant will be doing, and how Valorant or any other releases will affect Rogue Company in the long run. First off, in order for me to explain to you and for you to understand exactly my points of what I'm going to say, you must know where I stand and what I actually think Valorant will be able to do when it comes to success. Will it succeed? Will it fail? If you ask me, a lot of the times when games just blatantly rip off other games, it never really ends well. There's already leaks and talks of Counter-Strike releasing Source 2, which would be a huge update for CSGO, overhauling visuals and the engine and making all the maps look better, visual fidelity and the animations and everything will just look a lot smoother. Now, there is a problem with that. If you look at what's going on with Fortnite kind of did something along those lines, like an engine update to help with visuals and things like that, and it kind of ruined the game, it ruined the connection and everything. But I would like to believe that Valve is kind of a better developer than Epic. So under the assumption that Source 2 is a good update that will actually help Counter-Strike, I don't see Valorant being more successful than Counter-Strike. I don't think it's going to be a complete failure, but I don't think it's going to kill Counter-Strike. I don't think it's going to be something insane. I mean, viewership is super inflated right now for Valorant because of the whole 24/7 drops thing. The way that they're running their closed beta is there are drops on certain people's Twitch streams. So people are starting streams and just, running reruns of VODs for 24/7, all day, every day, all the time, and people are sitting in those streams. They're not watching, they have their account sitting in there hoping for a drop. So it's really stupid. It's a really kind of a scummy thing that Riot kind of did, because now Valorant in the Twitch section is just this big cesspool of just 24/7, 24/7 drops, 24/7 drops, 24/7 drops, 24/7 drops. It's just everywhere. There's only like a couple of top streamers in the top of the Valorant section, and the rest of it's just 24/7 drops everywhere. So those viewership numbers that you do see, if you haven't looked into it yourself, they're super inflated. I wouldn't even say that even half of those people are actually watching Valorant right now. Maybe 25%. So we're looking at probably like 30 or 40,000 people instead of like or maybe not even that. Whatever the 30 or anytime you go on Twitch, right, and you look at that Valorant section, just think only about 30 or 25% of people are actually watching a Valorant stream right now. Most of these people are just sitting in 24/7 VOD reruns looking for a drop. So those numbers are super inflated, and I don't think that stuff is just Valorant's gonna die down just like any game dies down eventually on the hype. And here's the thing. A lot of Counter-Strike players are having fun with Valorant right now because it's fresh. But as someone who prefers a more realistic tactical shooter to a hero shooter, not the hero shooters are bad, I enjoy them, but if I'm going to spend a large amount of my time doing something, I would like it to be a little more grounded and a little more focused on the gunplay and the guns. That's one of the reasons I kind of got away from Rainbow Six, because the game became more and more reliant on the operators' gadgets than before. The operators' gadgets, with each update, with each year, operators came out that had more and more powerful, they have like this power creep thing going on where the operators are getting more and more, kind of out there and little futuristic, and it just doesn't really interest me that much. And I feel as though me being that type of person, the type of person who plays Counter-Strike, yes, they've been playing Counter-Strikes for a long time, so a game that looks different, a game that feels a little bit different with some, some colorful characters and some abilities will be fun for a little bit. But eventually, when they get tired of having airstrikes called in on their heads and huge green, colorful, rainbow sparkle walls all up on the maps, and people throwing 10 million throwing knives at them and a chick with a rocket launcher, like when they get tired of all that stuff, they're gonna go right back to what they know, which is CS:GO. Especially if Source gets dropped on CS:GO to kind of revive that game. So that's my stance on Valorant. Okay, Valorant, the hype is gonna die down a lot. Counter-Strike players are gonna play Counter-Strike. They're not gonna completely abandon their game. There have been some pros that are switching over, but that's, not everybody's a professional player. A lot of the money in Counter-Strike has mostly been made, so I can understand from a business standpoint, you go with the new game, you go with something fresh that people are going to watch. I can guarantee you the first real competitive esports tournament for Valorant is going to be huge, though. I can guarantee you that. So there's a lot of money to be made there for somebody that's interested in esports, and that's that. But can Rogue Company be as successful or more successful as Valorant will be? I'm going to answer your question, and my answer to the question is a definite yes, and let me tell you why. Okay, I'm gonna elaborate on my point here. Okay, Valorant, Riot, there's nothing wrong with sticking to what you know. Okay, the Counter-Strike, the Counter-Strike style of game doesn't really work on console, according to a lot of people. I've never played I didn't play CS:GO on Xbox 360 back when it came out. I don't know a lot of people who did. And that's why we're probably never going to get a game like that. We're probably never going to get Counter-Strike on console again. But I understand what Riot is doing. They have their audience, much like Hi-Rez has people who support them. Every developer has those people. But what I will say is that Riot made their name on League of Legends. League of Legends is a MOBA. It's not a shooter. So one of my main points will be Hi-Rez has a lot of experience with, a little bit more experience with shooters. They have Paladins, and you know they have it on every single platform, which would be my second point. You guys have, Riot has their audience. I get it. They're going for the Counter-Strike players. There's no Counter-Strike players on console. They're gonna go for that demographic. They're gonna release their game only on PC. But Rogue Company will release on Switch, on Xbox, on PS4, on PC, and even on mobile. So in a world where Valorant does fail on PC, that is where it failed. That game has effectively died. It was on one platform, and that platform didn't accept it, and that's it. If Rogue Company, let's say Rogue Company, a year from release only has around 5,000 or 6,000 players on PC, and maybe it only has around 5,000 or 6,000 players on Nintendo Switch, but the PS4 player base is loving it. There's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100,000 players on PS4. Same with Xbox. There's just more chance of success when you have all these different platforms. Mobile, the Switch and mobile has never seen a competitive shooter, and they're gonna get one. So they have no competition in those two fields, pretty much. They don't have any competition on Switch. They just don't. Maybe their only competition on console, maybe Rainbow Six. But people who are gonna play Rogue Company and love Rogue Company are they're just not. It's not the same. It's not the same people. Rainbow Six fans are Rainbow Six fans. The games are different enough where they're not really close competitors. They have similarities, but they're not. Rainbow Six has a $60 paywall on top of all of all the operators with the year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's going to be probably a year 6 and 7 pass that you got to pay $30, $40 for. Rogue Company, I'm telling you, there's going to be a one-time fee for every single character in the game to the end of time, because that is what Hi-Rez does. That is what is going to differentiate Rogue Company from a lot of these other games, and I believe that it might actually be more successful than Valorant just off of it being on so many different platforms. Valorant will make its mark in the Counter-Strike style of shooter, but I feel like Rogue Company, Hi-Rez will finally have something huge with this one, right? Hi-Rez has always made big games. Smite is a moderately big game. Paladins kind of plays second fiddle to Overwatch. But even Smite kind of plays second fiddle to League of Legends. But let me tell you why this is actually a good thing, right? When you're always playing second fiddle to like bigger dogs in your space, you know, bigger developers that just make more money and have more resources, Hi-Rez is a hungry developer. They're always trying. They're not in a spot where they can sit back and just let things happen. They're not in a spot where they can just sit back and they're not gonna make money regardless. Hi-Rez has to put in work to make their money, okay? And this is I feel is what differentiates them from a lot of other developers. They walk this line between like they're like standing on the border of a AAA and a AA developer. They stand on this border, and they've been trying desperately to just get across and be considered that big force in gaming, not just free-to-play gaming, but gaming period. Because when it comes to free-to-play games, Hi-Rez is a juggernaut, right? Along with like Epic and even Activision as a publisher is getting into this with their Call of Duty Battle Royales, Warzone and Blackout. But in the free-to-play market, if you play a lot of free-to-play games, you know about Hi-Rez and you most likely enjoy a lot of their games. But they need to make their mark in the space as a whole, and I think Rogue Company will be able to do that due to them switching all over from Unreal 3 to 4. And like I said, they're putting their A-team on this. If you would like more information on who exactly their A-team are, my last Rogue Company video will explain that. But that is essentially why I believe that Rogue Company can be just as successful, if not more, than Valorant. And I do believe that Hi-Rez is going to catch their big break with this one and make their mark on gaming as a whole. Not just free-to-play gaming, but make their mark as a... Just they're going to gain a lot of respect with Rogue Company as long as they do everything right. I've already played the game. I'm going to tell you, I think it's going to be a great esport. I think that esports for that is gonna be great. Rogue Company is one of the only games I've played in a long time. Where I played it for the first time and I was like, pro players are gonna love this. Like, it's just, it's competitive, but it's fun at the same time. It's just a great experience. But I'll get into the experience of what Rogue Company is in another video, maybe in an overview or a review of the gameplay. That's pretty much all I got for today, guys. Rogue Company, I do believe, is going to be very successful. If you don't believe so, if you disagree with me and you think Rogue Company is going to suck, put it in the comments. I want to hear what you got to say. I want to know why it's going to suck. I want to know why you think the rest of Hi-Rez games suck. I want to know why you hate Hi-Rez. I like speaking and interacting with you guys. So if you disagree with me, please feel free to go in the comments and tell me exactly why. That's all I got.